as well to film a prequel series. They're filming a series that's going to be a prequel to the movies Ted and Ted 2 set in the 90s. Becoming a Peacock, I believe, next year officially, not the draft. And we're going to take you to some of the locations where your favorite movies and TV shows are filmed today. But this section of the lot is often where they get their start. So the buildings on our left, we call them the bungalows. In the early days of the studios, they were dressing rooms to some of Hollywood's biggest stars like Rock Hudson, Doris Day, Lucille Ball. Nowadays, we rent them out as production offices, but still to some of Hollywood's biggest stars like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jordan Peele, Elizabeth Banks, and Mark Platt Productions, who usually bring Broadway musicals to the big screen. They're bringing Wicked to the big screen in 2 parts very soon. And on the side of 5195 on the left there, you may have recognized a familiar silhouette as we pass by. That was Sir Alfred Hitchcock's production offices when he was here working on his television series, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, as well as films like Psycho, The Birds, Vertigo, Rear Window, Torn Curtain, just to name a few. Now the stages we're seeing on our left-hand side look a little bit different from the stages we saw at the beginning of the tour because they actually built the production offices right onto the side of them, so that our team doesn't have to travel as far between the soundstage they're shooting in and the production offices. They come right around the corner here. We call these stages the Will and Grace stages because this is where they shot their revival seasons. But the first production in there was Hairspray Live back in 2016. They shot all of their interior sets on the left of the sound stages. Then they came out here to our exterior sets on our back lot to film everything outdoors, and they turn our Metropolitan sets here into Baltimore. Now, this first section of our Metropolitan sets is Brownstone Street. You may recognize it from films like Bruce Almighty and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. But as we leave Brownstone behind, we turn into Courthouse Square, probably most recognizable as Hill Valley from Back to the Future. Most of the buildings out here are what we call facades, meaning it's just the fronts of the buildings that are built. So we don't use the interiors at all. We go into a sound stage for that. These are just for exterior shots. So the courthouse here is actually a facade on top of another facade to disguise that clock tower, so we can use this area for other productions like Rutherford Falls and Ted. But we're going to leave the small town behind and head into the Big Apple. So I'm going to turn it back over to Jimmy Fallon.
Welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there. An old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey! I'm walking here! I'm walking here! Hey, it's cool, guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
That's right, Jimmy. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. We're going to leave the concrete jungle behind and head to our remote location. So here's Peter Jackson to tell you about our next destination.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride.
Alright folks, just a reminder as we head into the jungle, please remain seated at all times. No flash photography, and hold on tight to your belongings, because anything lost in the jungle may be lost forever.
Glasses on, everybody.
So you can take those glasses off. You don't need them anymore for the time being, but keep them close at hand because you will need them a little bit later on in our tour. Now that epic battle that you just witnessed was projected onto some of the largest digital 3D screens in the world, standing over 40 feet tall and 180 feet wide. And it was brought to you by Peter Jackson and the team at Weta FX. Now they've been responsible for digital effects in films such as The Lord of the Rings trilogy, both of Avatar films, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War. The list goes on. They have won 6 Academy Awards so far.
With a project like the studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking for shots they're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents...
Now speaking of the tram, did anybody notice when one of our tram cars got pulled up on the screen back there? As soon as it did, it became what we call a picture car, meaning any vehicle that appears on screen. And sometimes these vehicles become more famous than the stars that drive them. So we've got our picture car out here for you on our left-hand side. Some of our famous cars, including the yellow Deuce Coupe from American Graffiti, the Ferrari from Magnum P.I., cars from the past and the future of the Back to the Future trilogy. Can you believe they thought we'd be driving these cars in 2015? Do we have the cars older than that, though? Yes, we yabba dabba do, because we've got some here from the Flintstones. We even have flying cars here, like the flying Ford Anglia from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Next to the late Paul Walker's Nissan Skyline from Too Fast, Too Furious. Several vehicles from the Jurassic franchises. Our newest addition is the Fry's Electronics vehicle from Jordan Peele's Nope. Next to the Crawdaddy from his film Us. And pay close attention to the Bradley fighting vehicle at the end there. That big tank looks pretty neat, mean, and nasty, right? Like it could do a lot of damage. It's actually primarily made out of plywood and PVC piping. Because we all know how much Michael Bay likes his explosions, right? So if it gets blown up on set today and we need it back on set tomorrow, it's much cheaper to do that if it's made out of plywood. Now, these vehicles are also integral in telling our stories, whether it's getting us back to school on time, taking us back to the future, or even to a little island off the coast of Costa Rica.
To Jurassic Park.
Hey, thanks, Dr. Hammond. That's right, folks. The sets, props, and picture. Alright, so these are actual dinosaurs from the Jurassic franchise. Looks like they have like cages, but thankfully, I think they're all held up in the mobile lab there. So we should be safe. Maybe not so much for those people. I have spoken too soon. I guess that's what happens when you make the cages out of wood, right? Now, those dinosaurs are an example of what we call a practical effect, meaning we can use them live on the day when we're filming, as opposed to digital effects like King Kong 360 3D, which we add in post-production. So we want to give you a little practical effects demonstration here today. And what better thing to do that with than the weather, right? Now, we don't get a ton of rain here in Southern California very often. Last couple of days have been the exception to that rule. So Hollywood has found a way to make it rain on command. So we're going to give you a little rainstorm demonstration here in Old Mexico. We've got some friends in the tech booth today. Hey Steve, how's it going? Whenever you're ready, hit it, okay? Awesome. So Steve has that thunder playback sound going for you. And the lightning created with some strobe lights. And then we use a very high-tech system called a sprinkler system. I don't know if you've heard of it before. But our sprinklers work a little bit different than the ones you might have at home. We tilt them up so the water shoots high in the air and then gravity brings it down and makes it fall more naturally. The sprinkler heads we use also have larger holes on them so that we get bigger raindrops. Because if you've ever seen a sports game get rained out on television, you don't see the rain show up very well, right? Because normal raindrops aren't that big. Ours are a bit bigger. But bigger holes mean more water. More water can also sometimes mean a flash flood. So watch out, everybody. Sounds like we have one incoming.
Look, sir.
Now that flash flood here is the oldest attraction on our studio tour, but even that has appeared on camera. Check it out in Big Fat Liar, starring Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, and Paul Giamatti.
You cannot run the Wolf King! Yeah, we'll see about that.
Now as we head out of Old Mexico, we cross the border into the Old West. Welcome to Six Points. These are some of the oldest standing sets in Hollywood that date back to the silent film era. These were home to some of the earliest Western films. In fact, we created 200 Westerns in the first year of our studio alone. But you can see they are clearly still in use today. Looks like we've got a bit of a bar brawl happening in the dressmaker shop there. Also used these sets from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. We shot about 45 minutes of that film here when they were doing the television series Lancer within the context of that movie. And as we leave the Old West behind, we start making our way into the horror history of our lot here. If you take a look to your left, just past the lake here, stage 33 was used by Jordan Peele for the last two films that he did. It was used on the inside for us. That's where they had the whole final battle take place in the underground when they faced the doppelgangers. And you can see the exterior of it and the lake in his newest film, Nope, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer. But this lake has a longer monster history than that. It's called Park Lake or the Hollywood Ocean, but it's probably most famously known as the Black Lagoon for Creature from the Black Lagoon. And if those Westerns were our bread and butter in the early days of our studio, from the 1930s to the 1940s, the monster movies really became our jam. And this next location is known as the birthplace to the Universal Monsters. Welcome to Little Europe. But for 4 seasons, it was also known as the Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Now, Little Europe has been home to other television shows like Mysterious Benedict Society. They were out here for season 2, which is now on Disney+. Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Anytime they do flashback scenes with Drusilla, Angela, Spike, that was all done out here. Little Europe has played real European countries like Paris, France, for The Muppets with Jason Segel and Amy Adams, as well as fictional European countries like Genovia for Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement, and the town of Tortuga for Pirates of the Caribbean. Now folks, we're about halfway through our tour, so I just want to remind you, please stay seated at all times. If you drop anything off the side of the tram, go ahead and pull that red cord above you. Same if you're having any medical emergencies, all right? Now we're going to pull into stage 50 here, which is our sound stage that houses our underground station sets. Now it's going to be a hot set. It's all dressed and ready for production. They're just not filming it here today, so they said we could come in and take a peek. And it looks like this production will be set in San Francisco, but just by changing up the sign, we can turn this sound stage into any underground set. Don't worry folks, we get truckers like this all the time in Southern California. Alright, this might actually be a big deal. Hold on, this might be the big one. us. Oh no, look out. It's a sequel. But even that little earthquake back there has appeared on camera, so check it out on this episode of
What's going on? Let's get out of here! The water main just broke!
So, we're back in the horror history of our lot now. So we're going to take a trip down to Amity Island. And I know you might be worried about sharks, but don't worry. Ronnie and I are trained shark catchers. We have caught the shark. You can see him hanging out there on the right, cheesing, smiling through the camera. Hey Ronnie, did you know there were two sharks out there tonight? I didn't get that okay, well, alright. Oh, it looks like George is on the case. Okay, George is in the water. You shipped out 10 minutes ago, dude. Why are you still in the water? Get out of the water, George. Come on, get out of the water. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, it clearly takes a lot of guts to be out there, and I don't have them. So, Ronnie, can you find a safe place to hide, please? We're behind this beautiful, very expensive and flammable gasoline. Seems like a good idea. Now, that barrel has bait in it, rather, and the shark is taking it, but it looks like he's also taking the pier. We are starting to heat up here, folks. I don't know about you, but I can sure use some water right about now. Thanks, buddy. Give it up for Bruce, our shark, everybody. Now, does anybody know what kind of shark Bruce here is? Shout it out if you do. Somebody's been on this before. It is a plastic shark. You might be thinking of great white. I know, but he is really plastic. Now, our shark works a lot better than the sharks they had during the actual filming of Jaws. They had 3 mechanical sharks that they never tested out in water before they went and shot in the Atlantic Ocean. And on the first day of production, the first shark sank to the bottom of the ocean. So they ended up going way over schedule. They had so many issues that the crew nicknamed the production Flaws.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark is frustrated. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited and waited. The shark worked well enough. For a while there, I had the biggest hit of all time. So I really owe the shark a lot.
True, he really does owe that shark a lot. He also owes a lot to his editor, a woman called Verna Fields. It was actually her idea to use the shark issues to the film's advantage. She said, Steven, you know what? Sometimes what you don't see is scarier than what you do see. So let's not even show the shark until about halfway through the film. Really build up the suspense. We can use a few shots that we did get of the shark and really scare people later on. Worked so well that Jaws became the first ever summer blockbuster, and she also became the first female editor to ever win an Academy Award for her work on that film, and later became one of the heads of our studio. Now, as we leave Amity behind, we have made our way onto a very spooky, scary wilderness road. Welcome to the middle of nowhere. Ooh. We use this road here as the middle of nowhere, the middle of the woods, for films like Bird Box on Netflix, starring Sandra Bullock. We also find a lot of dead bodies out here for all of the crime shows like NCIS and NCIS Los Angeles. And this has even been the site to a limousine crash on Fox's 911. Now, limousines, we talked about this earlier, right? These would be picture cars. And our picture car collection has grown so much that we have a second location and a second collection here for you. Starting up front, you can kind of see Mr. Bean's green Mini Cooper there. And we've got a lot of cars in the front from the Fast and the Furious franchise, including Dominic Toretto's Black Charger up front there. That yellow older car, that is from The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser. And speaking of yellow cars in the back, that yellow and black striped Camaro, that's Bumblebee from the Transformers franchise. Now, it is a good thing that Bumblebee is stationed out here because this is kind of a little sketchy area of our lot here. Welcome to the Bates Motel, everybody. Seems like they have some vacancies. If anybody needs a place to stay tonight, I can probably hook you up. I know the proprietor, Norman Bates. No, not into a seated hotel? Okay, that's fine. Maybe though we can convince Mother to turn her house into an Airbnb. What do you think? Or bed and breakfast, because she does still live up here with Norman. In fact, you might see her rocking out in the second floor window up there. Or stalking downstairs with a knife. Alright, we should probably get out of here. You know, I really can't blame Norman though, because if this was my backyard, I might go a little bit psycho myself. Welcome to the plane crash site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. Now this is a real Boeing 747 airplane that was purchased for the production, chopped up into 4 pieces and shipped here on flatbed trucks. But it's really important to Steven Spielberg and production designer Rick Carter to be able to bring the set to life practically as opposed to digitally.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep noticing me. That's right. Now listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Yes. Okay, I'm closed.
I cannot believe I didn't even notice it was a Steven Spielberg film.
Let me get in.
Oh, yeah. I never noticed it was a Steven Spielberg film.
Get in.
I went to the movies and saw this. It's so creepy because the damn aliens, you make the sound when you walk outside like a foghorn, really loud.
Universal has been fortunate to work with generation-defining directors like Alfred Hitchcock and Steven Spielberg. Now we're thrilled to partner with Academy Award winner Jordan Peele. We're going to take you into the sets from his newest film, Nope. Welcome to Jupiter's Claim, and here's Mr. Peele to tell you more about what you're seeing.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the working lab and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show.
Did you see Nope?
That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
No?
No.
No?
A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, gold rush frontier town lies a planet. Welcome to the world of No.
It's time for us to get out, because we're approximately 10 minutes from the end of our tour, everybody. So just one final reminder, please remain seated at all times. If you need any assistance of any kind while we're still on the train here, go ahead and pull that red E-cord above your head and hold on tight to all of your belongings. Ronnie, we have a tram? Okay. All right, folks. So it seems like we're having a little bit of tram issues here or something. I'm not quite sure what's going on. We're going to make a quick detour here into Sullivan's Garage, and I'm going to make a phone call to see if I can figure out a little bit more about what's going on. Hello?
My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you from Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash, one ringtone could give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
Copy. Alright, so it turns out one of you has witnessed an international crime, and now we must keep you undercover. Thanks for getting on my team. But don't worry, we've got Roman and Letty here. They're hooking us up. But like Letty said, let's keep our cell phones away because we don't want Shaw to trace us here. Alright. I don't think we need those glasses yet, but keep us close up here. And let's make sure that we have all the flashes turned off on our cell phones.
Everybody out! This is the FBI! Turn the music off!
Alright, Roland, what's going on here? What are we doing?
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss. Got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in another side.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Hobbs can't hold it forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Already found us another perfect riding spot, so we're going to pull down the tree into the basement of our garage. We'll be over here for a bit. But we think it's a good idea to put the glasses back on. They also have protective eyewear thing.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Roman, Letty, hook them up.
I got the bull by the horn!
Now we're moving.
How's that company? The witness is mine, Letty!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away! Put it in the box! traction! Everybody hold on! Hit the nitrous!
And you can resume breathing.
You know, it's crazy out there. You guys drive hard. Respect.
You know, my Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it. They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
Aw, thanks, Dom. Oh, and I'm quite happy to be part of the Universal family. For over 100 years, you've been making your favorite movies, TV shows, music videos, commercials, right here on these 400 acres. Don't plan on stopping anytime soon. But we are nearing the end of our tour, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us on the world-famous studio tours. Tour pass holders, thank you so much for being with us today. If you're not a pass holder, head to the Universal box office or any of our upgrade kiosks to see how you can turn today's tickets into an annual pass so you can come back again and again.